closely to what they want. Give them what they want. So yeah, this first page is actually given to you, like how to set it up. And yeah, this is the strict format that they want. Table of contents and how it goes. Make sure you get that as well. And
oh my gosh, you guys didn't define acronyms.
yes, I tried.
You guys got a lot of effort to do this.
Yes, we started like in week 7, so yeah. So try to get this as well. This makes it very technical and good impression. Try to give them these will be taught throughout the lecture in Kassoon in week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just give them the definition of that. And yeah. And what Andrew just touched just now in the question 1, task 1, all the who were the company that's hiring and all, they all come in the brief introduction, right? So yeah. I can actually pass this to you because the assignment is different this year, but don't
give it some. No.
Okay, so you can take photos if you want, but I'm not going to give it to you.
You shouldn't be showing them at all.
Okay.
You shouldn't be. Sorry. Like you can run through what you guys did, like as a, like your
Okay,
stuff,
sure.
but you should not be letting them like take pictures and copy.
Oh,
That's
no
not
photos.
okay. Do not take photos because if you copy something and he'll get in trouble, and then we've got bigger issues to worry about than just
Okay.
yeah. Because
So
plagiarism
please
is
don't take photos here, but you can note down if you want.
quickly run through.
And yeah, make sure to add lots of screenshots. Like I'm going to show you how to create a base model. When you create a base model, make sure that it's a very small file size. So basically, this was UNS that we over here. We cropped it out and we just took the lane that we were supposed to design. We had 2 intersections as well, and then we had to insert slip lanes when we did it.
So
Yours is different.
So for clarity, the assignment was around Units W. So you select this area around Units W, but only this area is relevant because we were only designing these roads last year. Yeah? So, yeah, that was. Sorry.
And yeah. I'll touch a bit into this again. Oh, yeah. So the preliminary design report will consider these as, well, you'll have to put that as environmental protection, efficiency and safety. Safety is very important. We have to keep that in mind. And sensible acquisition of property. So basically, you're going to be building a road and you're going to have to buy property. So make sure you minimize costs in that and add that as one of the constraints. And we want sensory and perpetual restoration. So make it aesthetic, make it aesthetically pleasing. Kassoon will touch more on that in the lectures, I believe. And yeah, that's for that. And make sure you add lots of screenshots because they don't see your InfraWorks model. You don't upload your InfraWorks model, so make sure you add lots of screenshots. And try to be descriptive as well. Basically, when I did this assignment, I described everything I did, like the steps I took in InfraWorks as well, like what button I clicked after what. So make sure you add that as well so that they know you did it on your own. And yeah, that's basically, this is the property that we had to demolish. And we bought it and then we inserted the slip lane. So make sure to take screenshots. So it's very important that you take screenshots before and after as well, while you're working throughout the model. That's important. Yep, that was the original road. And yeah, this is the stopping side distance that I'll be showing you in InfraWorks. Make sure you have a little Excel file to do this, like to document where the site failure is and where it passes. I highlighted the ones in where it fails, and yeah. That one. And yeah, when you do the site distance SSD analysis in InfraWorks, they'll show you as this. The blue part means that it's fine, it's okay, it passes. The yellow part means that there's a site failure. And so you need to fix that. And when you have modeled, when you have designed your road, make sure you do a site distance analysis at the end as well. Make sure everything is blue. You don't want anything yellow. That's important. Yeah, and these are later for me, so cool. So first I'll show you how to download InfraWorks. If you're using a Mac, you need to install Windows. I think Kassoon will send you an email because last year Kassoon sent us an email how to download Windows on our Mac. If you're using Windows, it's fine. So let's go ahead with the, basically the link is
free-software/software/featured
is it?
/InfraWorks.
Oh. So I believe Kassoon sent you that link. Here it is. So this is the logo. That is what you need to download. And yeah, you need to create an account. So basically, create your account with your ZID
If you Zmail, sorry,
Yeah.
Zmail.
with the ad in it. Ad.unit. So yeah,
No,
create that.
no, don't, no, the ad is just for you to log in.
You have to create
So
the
Z dot blah 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 dot ad dot whatever is not your actual email address. That's just how you, that's just your login, sign in
I created
name.
my account with ad.
As in like, it's, that's not how it's,
Oh, okay.
as in like, your actual email is in your identity manager. But there should not be an ad in it. It'll say like Zmail student or something, I don't know.
You sure?
No, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
As in, that's not your actual email address, but it's working for some reason.
Yeah,
so I
it's
don't know what's
working.
going
So
on
you can go with the student or yeah. Go ahead. Oh, if you're using student, it has to be your name, but you have to go with the Z. Yeah. And you have to go with F. Yes, I'm definitely
there.
sure.
So whatever your identity
Yes.
manager.
I make mine with like my Hotmail. Is that fine?
You have to use it like a uni email address. So it's a free software for students,
But it works.
but it works.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But just follow what the school says. I mean, if it works.
Alright, if it works, it's
if
great.
something happens throughout the semester, we can't really control it. So just do what the school says.
So if you log into this, oh crap! If you log into the identity manager, this thing. If you log into that, you'll find your email addresses somewhere like on the screen basically. It'll tell you.
So if you want to use the student, just use your name, and student.unit.edu. And if you want to use the Z, make sure you put the ad in it. So yeah, that's the thing. And create your accounts, please. I'll sign in now.
If you go to Control Shift N, you'll start incognito, and that means it'll basically there'll be no cookies available. So it'll be as though you went to the site for the very first time. So you can show them how to do everything there.
Oh.
Well, I don't know, like if you just right click new incognito window, so if you go Windows, so here, new incognito, this one. Yeah, you can type in the same link, so Autodesk or whatever. And it'll basically, you can show them how it works. Because it'll be as though you've never been to that site.
But then when I'm signing in, it's going to be the same. Because I already have all
Oh, you can just making you, just show them through making an account.
with school. I already have one. Do you want to create one? Because you want to create one.
I've created one, this doesn't work.
Oh,
As in, it just says I don't own a copy of the software.
this is crazy.
But yeah, you can show them that way too. But,
Anyway, is anyone having troubles with creating an account? All good? Okay, and yeah, basically after doing that, you'll get access to InfraWorks and you download the software. It's going to take a bit of time. Last year when I did this course, I actually downloaded InfraWorks, and then in semester 2 I didn't need it. I needed AutoCAD, so I deleted it, and I can't install it again last night. So I'm going to be showing you through MyAccess. I don't recommend you guys using MyAccess because it's slower, and yeah, just download it. You get a free version anyway. It's good software.
and if you guys have a choice of where to download your software, download it at uni, because uni internet is really, really quick. And also free. Compared to home, so. Anyway, MyAccess.
Last year when I downloaded InfraWorks, I didn't have this part 1, part 2, and they're quite heavy. They're like 2 gigs each. So yeah, it takes too much space though. Do you guys get the same one? Like these 2 parts?
Yeah.
Okay, I suggest you download both of them and then run them. The other one's infrastructure, but I don't think it's necessary, but just download it. It's a small stuff. But yeah, don't leave the assignment to last minute. It's really important that you keep pace every week because like at one point in your design, we had to like delete everything and start again because we had something wrong. So yeah, you'll be doing that again and again. It's part of the design process. Any design process, you'll be doing it again and again. So yeah, don't leave it last minute. I'll open MyAccess. Oops. This one.
The one that not you want to say with us. Everyone's. Well, there's one person, I think there's one person. I don't know if it's that.
They should be coming in from other ones.
Yeah. Because they could have technically chosen to keep us. They just used the code. It's like the right group, but apparently not. So,
I think my group is not assigned to this one.
yeah, they go on to that. I think it's that.
Yeah, that's one reason why I don't want you to use InfoWorks through my access. It's very slow.
So have you guys been given like the guides on how to do your assignment? Like the InfoWorks usage guides? Have you guys been given guides? No guides?
He meant this actually.
It's this thing, right?
It's on Moodle.
Yeah.
It's on video, yeah.
So yeah, I followed these. So they're really useful. Except they're written for InfoWorks 360, but then some of the steps are still the same. But then yeah, it's a shame they're using last year's one, which is InfoWorks 360. It's InfoWorks this year. Some of the buttons have changed, but not too much. Yeah, but yeah, I closely followed these tutorials. So they're very clearly written as well.
So it's this one. Yep, not at all. Okay. It's this link here. Right. So it's middle, right underneath your design resources, documentation, it's these two. Yeah? So introduction to InfoWorks is what we'll be using to teach you guys. So it's the same content, so you can also put this up on your screen, yeah? Can you not? Yeah. Alright, let's go back to your That's still loading.
Yes.
Okay, let's bring it back to my one. I can also just start it. I mean, I can also start up here, but it's not going to be much better.
Yeah, I think it's.
That's good. Well, that works out. Alright. Bring it back to you. Also, I can't look at this.
So yeah, this is what your InfoWorks would look like, and it'll ask you to sign in. So you sign in with an account you created. In my case, it can set password 42864
But fine. There we go. Alright.
So yeah, basically, this one is actually collaborating with your group members. Last year when I did my assignment with my group members, basically, I did few with InfoWorks actually, I just helped check, but then my other two men, they actually worked with InfoWorks, and then I actually wrote the report, basically because I was having trouble installing Windows in my Mac. But then yeah, I did do this. I did check out the final answers, and yeah, you can collaborate with your group. But then when I did it last year, we just did it individually. Only one person did the InfoWorks part. Other person drew whatever you need to draw, the technical drawings. I think you need to draw 2 technical drawings in your report as well. And I wrote the report.
So if you want to click on the link anyway, click on this. Do that.
Yeah, your groups.
So you can list the groups.
And you can add group.
So if you want to use this and work on it all at the same time, you want to make a group and then invite everyone else, so all your other group members with the correct emails to that group, and then you can work together on this project. It would probably be easier just to work on it as one person though. Probably easier. Or at least as one computer. Yeah.
And then you can add your users as well. Yeah, you can add your users. You can invite them by the emails. So yeah.
you have to do like
You add user and you add the Z number and then make them an admin as well so that they can author, so that they can actually go and edit as well. So basic, yeah.
Oh, I can't do that.
Because I have a feeling that if you didn't use the correct email address, you might have ended up with like a trial of the software, not the actual copy of the software. So that was one of the issues last year, because some people weren't getting, as in that was my issue last year, as in that I wasn't getting the full copy of the software, I was getting a trial of it. So sign out and making your account with your email address, and that might help. I'm not too sure. Yeah. Make a model.
Okay. So basically, it's create a new model using Model Builder. That actually allows you to select your aerial graphic.
You also need to change the cache locations.
Oh, that's important. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty important for that.
But you have to create the and then
It's prior to developing the model, it's important.
because last night I did it after. This is for Info 360.
Doesn't matter. As long as you get the data.
So you open that create model builder.
Can I ask you a question? What did you lose marks on?
It's a very good question. I think I lost marks with checking for the design we did for Kassoon's file. You actually have to justify for your design, and you'll be doing that in week 7, 8, 9 with the elevations and all that with the design. Kassoon will go through it in the lectures. And I think I was not very conservative in choosing the constraints, and I guess that's where I lost my marks. But then, like when you submit it to Turnitin, and when they return it to you, they don't return it marked. And that's a bad position. That's what, yeah. So I didn't know exactly where I lost marks. I'm not too sure, but I'm certain that's where I lost my marks. Oh, cool. So yeah. And
The exact location. Oh, crap, we get the address. Find the brief.
wasn't supposed to show this. Anyway.
Yeah, you search on the. Let me find that actual location.
I'm gonna do it for you, and I'm not gonna touch that. I'm just gonna show it in yours.
Email the show. There are some.
There should be a little tab that shows you where you can search. Sorry, yeah. You can search for Sydney, Australia here. You don't have to manually do it. I was looking for this button actually. And then it will take you to Sydney. I'm going to show it around UNSW, but you have to do your assignment at where your place is. Yeah. So I'm going to select a road somewhere around Renwick. That's our university. For the purpose of the tutorial, I'm going to select the entire area. But for when you do this, just make sure you
Just demonstrate with the correct one. Just demonstrate with freeform. You should know how to do it. You should know how to do it as they would do it in the assignment anyway.
Okay.
Because there's no need to show them like, because no one would use that rectangle anyway. It's useless.
Thing is, I can't delete.
You just select this. That's again.
Oh, polygon.
Yeah, so
Oh, cool.
reselect. Yeah. So if you want to have this road to here, you just draw a polygon around the road you want to build.
So you tap here once, and that starts the start station there. You drag it, and you tap again. Oh, and do this assignment with a mouse. You need a mouse.
Yeah.
And then, oops, selecting the other mouse.
So just, you also want to leave a bit more space around the road, because it's, yeah, probably whatever, that works. Let people going. You can build around your road and not have extra stuff. So you can click twice and you close the polygon. Double click. Yep, and your polygon is closed. And now you can make a model.
241. And then this one actually publishes it. It'll take a bit of time. And then they'll send an email that your model's ready, and then you go and okay, I guess I can close this now, and then we'll show me some. The model will come up over here.
Is it possible to actually access the cache settings now?
These were all the models that we had to do last year. We had to do it again and again because something went wrong somewhere and we had to start all over again because InfluxWorks doesn't allow you to go back. So you have to redesign everything. So it's a bit tedious.
Is it? Can you see if you can access the cache options now while you're waiting for the model to be built? You should be able to access the settings now.
Because when I did it last night, I actually did it in
When you're able to find, just try it now. See if you, because we marked, we're waiting for the model to show it. Yeah. Creation options.
because the thing is, this is
It's this one. That one. Click that one.
This one?
Yep. Click.
That's a bit fun. I actually can do it in the model.
As in, it was literally just application options. You had this reveal, it was right there.
Oh, okay.
So it's in the wrong track. But when it reloads, because my access is a giant nut.
Yes. And this one takes a lot of data.
So if someone actually has InfluxWorks working, please let us use their computer. Because speaking is not quite. Not otherwise, just like. And this crash computer.
Because last night this was in show.
Oh, okay. It keeps on saying it doesn't work. That's the flaw.
It's a big cap, it's a small tab.
It doesn't work.
It does, I don't know why it doesn't use this. Oh, that's cool.
I have this. Never, please say no.
Oh, you have to download the
Yeah. Okay, so here, with this, application options, you want to change this to a local directory. It's something within your own hard drive. So right now, Tiha's got it set to C drive and also C drive, right? That's what you, so the issue is that if you use this, if you're working on this on the school computers, right, all the computers in the lab, the cache locations will be set on their computer, but the issue is that the uni obviously has firewalls and stuff, so you won't be able to access the actual data, if that makes sense. So if you're using school computers, put it onto like a USB. Wait, no, that's not right. It's a cache location.
They should save it in the folder on the.
Yeah, you save in the folder in your documents.
Z.
Then my access.
Drive.
This is actually going into the school drive.
Is it right now?
Because it's yeah, because
Oh yeah, we want to change this.
my access.
You want to change this now?
But anyway, that's not too important. The important part is the 3D graphics. And yeah, go into 3D graphics.
Yeah, graphics. Yeah.
Yep, and make sure you optimize for speed, not for any other stuff. Make sure you change that to that. It's important. And display detail though. It's in 3D graphics and application options. You can get application options from there. Like bring that little box now.
So you can go for quality or speed, you go for speed. And when you choose speed, everything should be the right settings.
Did it do it together?
It doesn't matter, I just do it together. That'll be fine.
And then this can actually be changed inside.
Yep, that's in the model, that's within the model, all the stuff's on the model. So really it's just cache locations.
And yeah, so InfraWorks will email you that your this model is ready. So this is the one I created. Can I click on that? I don't think this shows up on your laptop when you do it, but yeah, because I'm doing it with mine, so it just always has to remain.
It's because I think I want to be built yet. I think. There are rows loaded in. There should be rows loaded in.
Oh yeah, that's interesting that you have to choose
There's,
which rows.
there's always rows loaded in. It's just that you gotta get rid of the rows anyway. Like you guys can just skip ahead. If you've already got it installed, you can just use the documentation and just skip ahead to us. We're just going to go through the exact same concept, but on the big screen. If that makes sense.
This was faster when I did it yesterday.
It's estimated time very long.
Yes, exactly. Ah, thank God, it's okay.
Okay, alright.
Yep. So this was the road that I created just now. And these buildings are actually a mess. I'm not sure if there are buildings in your region, but yeah, if you have these structures, delete them. So you can just press on them and delete them. Maybe because this is through my access not working, but if you press delete and when you double click on this building, it should be gone by out, but it's not. Anyway, so the main thing I'm going to show you is how to do the stopping side distance. So you come up over here, and then you choose this. You see side distance over here? This is how we're going to do the side distance analysis. Happening, guys? Is it? Oh.
Just the way for it.
And then you click on the road segment, and then you have to convert to design road. So you come up to this little road, right click, and then you convert to design road. If you don't convert to design road, you can't do the stopping side distance. We were actually stuck with this last year for like half an hour. We forgot to complete design road. But then they said it very clearly in the InfraWorks guides. So you just read that, and then I've converted to design road. Now I can do my stopping side distance. There are two ways you have to do it for. There's the forward and oh god. The hardest part is I can't install InfraWorks. I tried last night. It didn't go in.
So yes, if possible, we'd like to use someone's computer next week. So
Yeah.
please bring your computers. Please have it installed so we can just use it and then not have to deal with half an hour of waiting for technician. Yeah. On the other hand, there's no actual content this week. There's only how to use InfraWorks. So you're not missing out on anything.
Yeah. This week's is fundamental, it's just the building blocks. Change. Anyway, is everyone catching up with that? Like when you go to forward, can I use someone's laptop with an HDMI cable?
Well, while we're waiting for this to load, notice how after we converted this road to design road, this thing pops up and it's got information on how long the road is, the different elevation changes, and the grade it goes through. In fact, this nice little menu pop-up thing, you're going to use a lot, because it'll tell you a lot of information about how the road works and what it's doing. Now, if you look at the bottom left corner, if it wasn't cut off by this menu bar, you'll be able to see the exact coordinates of where your mouse is, and you'll also be able to see the change where your mouse is compared to the road.
I'll bring up the
Yeah. Yeah, you show them the brief. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, there we go.
So this was what Andrew was saying. When you put your mouse on a certain part of the road, it'll show you your station, offset, X, Y, and Z. You don't need this X, Y, Z, but the stations are important, especially when you're doing the stopping sign distance. Can I show them the spreadsheet I used to do this?
Sure, no worries. Yeah, that's
Okay. While we're waiting for that thing to respond, I'll show you my Excel spreadsheet for the stopping sign distance. I hope I still have it.
You asked me for stuff from last semester, but nothing. Also, on the plus, actually, you know when you asked me to look for my consent for this subject, I found it the night before the actual quiz, and I was like, should I like email you to give a set on like 2 hours before?
Was it 2016 one?
Was my one. And I was like, I probably shouldn't have, but I found it literally last minute. It was hilarious. I was looking for something completely different. I was looking for another assignment, looking for the water consent. For not wastewater, for water resources, yeah. I did find that, I did find this one, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So basically, yeah, you have to create a little spreadsheet, and this is how we do it. Actually, I came up with this. So yeah. So you have your start station, end station, length. The start and the end, actually, you can get it by placing your mouse at the beginning and end of the road segment that you selected. And then these actually give it on the left hand.
So if you go back to your frozen screen, that pop-up bar on this thing, it'll show up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically these.
So
Grab the image, it looks nice. And then you have to do a forward side distance and a backward. So you have to do this twice. Basically, it's like clicking forward, analyze, and it will show you the road segment. And you change this to backward, you analyze, and it'll show you the backward, so the front lane is right, the road from
Also,
left and right.
just to clarify, does anybody know what stopping sight distance is?
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to tell everyone in the class what stopping sight distance is?
It's like the safety distance for like driver to realize the something in the front and don't stop. Have enough time to distance to like stop.
Yeah. So stopping sight distance, it's a number. It basically says how many meters or how much length you need for the driver to react to, sort of driver to stop safely if something unexpected shows up. So if a baby in a tram, in a carriage just sort of rolls across the road, you need this much length of road to stop in time, right? Obviously, a lot of the roads don't fit these requirements. So when you run the analysis on InfraWorks 360, it's actually calculating how much length you need on that for this specific speed, for this curve, or for this straight line or whatever, how much distance you need, and it compares it to how much actual distance is available. And then it'll show up with different colors. There'll be like blue, there'll be red and yellow, I believe.
Yellow and blue.
Yeah, yellow and blue only. right? And I basically tell you whether this section of the road passes stopping sight distance or doesn't pass stopping sight distance. So if it doesn't pass stopping sight distance, it means that your road's unsafe. That if something came up, a driver would not be able to react in time, but they would react in time and still not have enough actual distance to stop, right? So that's what you're checking for. So there's a forward and backward pass, because obviously there's two sides of the road, right? And you can imagine with like curves or with like hills in your road, it may be okay going in one direction, but going the other direction, it may not be okay. That's basically it. That's why we're running this analysis. You'll be doing calculations of these next week, like how to hand calculate, and it will be a good idea to sort of be able to do both. Because in your final exam, you'll be doing hand calculations for everything too. So even though it's nice and easy and it's all automatically done for you, you do need to know how to do it.
Sure, because your final exam is not InfoWorks, your final exam is actually doing it by hand. So whenever you do calculations for any design, the first thing you do is check for stopping sight distance. And when you're doing your exam, you'll be doing it manually. I think did someone go through that example, the stopping sight distance? He hasn't, right? Because I looked at it, it was just resistance and rolling and everything in your lecture notes. He hasn't gone through it, right?
He did.
Okay, he did. So yeah, you should know how to do that calculation. Basically, that is actually how much distance you can actually see something and stop safely, brake, decelerate to zero before colliding with it. Yeah. So it's in both directions. This thing is
Still frozen.
going to, yeah.
We're just making up content now to keep you guys interested.
I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna open it. Citrix receiver.
Oh yeah.
Actually, while we're at it, we should bring this back to
So this is probably important, but if you want to go to UNSW Library, you want to go to library databases. You want to type in Osroads. So UNSW Library databases. You go to Osroads. Click this. Click this again. So view it. It's also UNO. Click that. Click this again. You'll end up at Osroads, logged into University of New South Wales account. You're looking for road design part 3.
Do we only use part 3 or both?
Part 3 is the bit that part 3 is about geometric design.
Yeah.
So this whole course is about geometric design. So only this part for this course.
Okay.
Yeah. So geometric design part 3, 2016 edition. And you click that and you download the PDF, which is free. Well, free if you log into New South Wales. You open the file. And this is your basically everything you ever need for this course. This is how to do auto hand calculations. So you're looking for stopping sight distance. Oh crap, never mind. Looking for S's. Oh crap. Where's the content page? Content page. Da-da-da. Sight distance, there we go, sight distance. Okay, so definitions of what the term is, and then the actual formula for it. Where's the formula for it? Scroll down. That's weird. Where's the formula for it? Do you have a formula for it? Yep, the formula's right here. We'll be going through this next week, but if you guys can have a copy of Osro, like this design standard saved on your computer, it will be good because you'll be working off this. We're still waiting for your feeling.
Sure.
Let's make some more bullshit. Okay. So if you look at this formula, notice how there's all these different variables. RT is reaction time, V is operating speed, E is coefficient of deceleration, and A is longitudinal grade. So can anybody tell me what grade is on a road?
The slope?
The slope, yeah, it's the gradient of a road. Yep. So in this formula, it's positive for if it's going up, and negative if it's going down. What is D? D is the coefficient of deceleration. So if you look at these tables, you actually have different decelerations for the different types of vehicle available. So for example, a truck has a much higher coefficient of deceleration than a bus. Why is that? It's irrelevant. Just look at the table. So if the question asks for like a wet road, then you're looking for 0.46. And then whatever the question says, you find the appropriate deceleration value and you plug it into your formula. Okay? So if you're braking on an unsealed road, your deceleration constant is 0.27. And so on and so forth. Okay, we're good. We're back to your thing. Okay. Sorry.
How'd you get there to us, road?
Okay, so once again, library. Click databases. When you're in databases, you're searching for OST roads. Then when you click on this OST roads, you get this thing. You want to click on view it, and you want to click on this link. Clicking on that link will get you to this place, onto OST roads website, but logged into the university account, and then from there you type in geometric design part 3 or whatever, and you'll find the PDF. And you want to keep a copy of that PDF on you at all times because it's super good. No, it's not super good. It's what the course is based off of. Now we're going back to output. Is it working?
It is.
Okay, good. There we go. Here you go. So, choose a road.
If you double click on the road segment, it'll enlarge the view. So yeah, this is the part of the road that I want to analyze. So if you press on this, it's not showing up here, but then there's a little part here that shows the start station and end station over here. You just put your cursor over here. Yeah. So the first thing, you convert to design road. Right click on the road segment and you convert to design road. Yeah. And the attributes, you need to change this. So basically you need to change the function according to what your assignment wants you to. When we did it, it was collector, but I don't know if it's the same this year. And then the speed, I believe it's 50. Yeah, change all these. And the design standards, you're going to be using the American one, the metric. So make sure it's set to this. If it's anything else, change it. It has to be ASHTO metric 2011. So that's the last part that you need to change. Yeah. So I'm going to do a forward analysis, stopping sight distance, analyze, oh thank God. Okay, worked. So, it's actually blue, which means it passes, right? So you come up to your spreadsheet, you give that part a little name, and then you give the start elevation, the end elevation, and then you say forward stopping sight distance pass. And then you do the same thing again for that lane, but you do it backward, because you can drive both ways on it. Road, analyze, it's still a pass. The dark blue means it's more clear, it's not clear. But I think there's a little peak there, people crossing over there, if I remember this part. So yeah, there's a. So it passes for the entire segment. So basically that's what you'll be doing for your assignment initially. That's your preliminary work. So I believe there are two intersections and there's some roads. You decide which road that you're going to perform the stopping sight distance for. That's your ingenuity. You bring that in. That's how ingenuity means engineering. So you bring your engineering design thinking and then choose which roads you're going to do stopping sight distance for. Yep.
Let's bring this back a little bit. So you're going to go back to the AASHTO, the standards. Click on the road, check the standards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So here we go. Okay, so what is AASHTO? Does anybody know what AASHTO is? Basically, AASHTO is the American Road Design Standards. But what's the Australian Road Design Standards called?
He just showed you just that.
Yeah.
Australis.
It's OST-roads, yeah, right? So obviously we would love to be able to have OST-roads as our set design standard because the formulas are a little bit different from country to country. But in this case, InfraWorks does not like being told that we're Australian and they only have the American standards, right? So what does this mean for you doing this assignment? It probably means a little bit. You need to double check all these numbers because they might be a little bit different. More importantly, it means that in the future, when you're working, realize that there's different standards across the whole world. Different standards in like China, standards in like America, standards in France or in the EU or whatever, will all be different. And wherever you're designing for, you need to use the appropriate standard for. Okay? That's all it is. So in some really weird situations, you might end up with AASHTO saying, this road is perfectly acceptable. But OST-roads says it's not acceptable at all. And it's just a matter of, you have to realize that OST-roads is correct at all times.
So how do we check it?
How do you check it? You use time calculations.
Yeah.
So InfraWorks says it's okay, the blue line, but literally just doing the formula automatically for you. You just need to plug it in, like do it by hand calculation and just see if it works out. Yeah. If you really wanted to be smart and save yourself some effort, you could probably go find what the AASHTO standard is, and you compare it and see if AASHTO is more or less conservative than the Australian standards. So, and you can also try and make some assumptions for that. But otherwise, that's the point I'm trying to make here. There's more than just one standard in the world. We're learning Austroads, but InfraWorks doesn't like that.
So basically, this is all that we're meant to show you this week. And other thing is like the trick with this assignment is actually trying to configure the constraints from the Austroad guides. But when you do the assignment, be conservative. In terms of conservative, I mean like try to get as big values as you can. Like make sure it's, if you have to have a stopping side distance, make sure it's the largest that you can get when you do your justification. I guess that's where I lost my marks last year because I tried not to be conservative. And yeah, I did choose the constraints quite well. So make sure you choose constraints quite well from the Austroad guides. But then it'll be more clearer as we go into the lectures.
Can you also open up profile view? So the profile view of the road.
Sure. Except that I don't have a mouse and I can't go back.
Ah, crap.
Yeah. With the mouse we can just go up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Can you control and zoom out? Or control and zoom out?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, when you're doing the assignment, you do need a mouse.
Here you go.
Crazy.
You press the C. That's what I'm saying. Press the key immediately to the right of your shift key. No, this thing. Press the key immediately to the right of your shift key and hold it. So hold that and
Mind your game. It's not working.
oh whatever, doesn't matter. If you just right click the right, you should better see profile. Just right
Oh,
click.
it's working. Oh, thank God.
Let's do that.
Oh God.
Put it down. Double click. Double middle mouse button.
The one was too small.
It's close.
Oh, it's staying. I think it's just staying. What did you want to show?
Oh, this is, you can see the profile view and
Oh,
then need a better
profile
assignment.
view from mine, so-
Oh, sure, that works too. Yeah. So if you just right click, you're going to see profile view, and profile view is, as it says, it's a profile view of the road. So you can sort of also check the elevations and how the road is geometrically put, like the geometry of the terrain and everything. This thing, no, you just skip past it.
One of them, right?
No, profile. One more. This one. That's the profile view.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But they don't do this actually.
Vertical.
Yeah, if you want.
We haven't.
It's in the.
Oh, okay.
So if you right click, you should see. If you right click it, you should see show profile view.
Oh, you want to show the profile. Oh, okay.
Things first. You guys can just leave. I mean, we haven't covered anything relevant for like the last 10 minutes anyway, so if you don't want to bear with us, you can just go home now. It doesn't really matter too much.
But then like, yeah, what Andrew's trying to say is when you click on the road segment and you right click, it'll show you a box and you can show profile view, click that one, and it'll show you a vertical profile of the road. Basically, we don't do anything with it this week. You'll be doing vertical road design in, I think, in week
Next
8 or
week.
9, week 9. Are you doing it?
Next week.
Next week, I guess. So that's when this comes into play. Yeah, but basically you've got to design for that. But we'll touch on this next week. This week we're only meant to show you stopping side distance and how to create the base model. So when creating the base model, make sure that you minimize the load, delete any buildings that you don't need. Press on the building, delete. It should work. It worked last year when I did it. Yep. And then perform the stopping side distance. And can they take a photo of the spreadsheet?
I mean, I was just protecting you. Like if they plagiarize, you're the person that shows up with alternative, so you also get put in for trouble.
Yeah.
But if you can let them see that.
But I.
I don't know, there's no issue, like, we could literally give them both our assignments and then we'll be fine. But it doesn't, it's just protecting us rather than protecting them.
Okay, yeah, but when I uploaded this one, I took it as a screenshot and uploaded, so I don't think.
Oh, yeah, no, there's nothing special about this
So
anyway.
yeah,
It's
that's
just
right. Yeah, you can make a photo.
it's just a nice table.
Yeah.
Um,
For the yeah, Turnitin doesn't look into photos, so if you're going.
it might, it soon might, that's the issue. Like keep on upgrading, new fancy new features.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Maybe your contact email.
Oh yeah, oh that's true, contact emails, yeah. We want to bring up the documents and stuff then. Yeah. So you wouldn't want, if you want to contact us, yeah, so we'll bring our emails when your computer stops. Your computer is really dead, I don't know why.
maybe
It's like inwardly it's just screaming, it's like, I don't want to do any more work, I just want to
Windows and it's got
Yeah.
it's supposed to be fast, but it's yeah.
It's fine.
Observe here that like it passes in the forward but fails in the backward. So yeah, make sure like don't try and write like because it passes in the forward, just don't like pass in the back because it may fail. So yeah, do the stopping sign distance for all lanes. Just don't yeah.
Okay, so more realistically, can you guys imagine a situation where it would pass forward but fail backwards? Can you guys tell me of a situation where it would be okay going in one direction, but going backwards, it's no longer okay for stopping sign distance? Just give me like a situation where that might happen. You just, yeah, just
Yeah, there's like a road on one side of the intersection.
okay, yeah, that might happen. Yes, that works. Andrew CS Chang. Yeah, that's me. You could also, for example, a situation that might be a hill. So if you're going up the hill and you're going down the hill, there's clearly a difference in how far you can see. You can see. Wait, no, that's stupid. That's not how it works. That's different. That's vertical. Wait, sorry. Give me a second. I'm the same.
Thanks, Vic.
No respect.
Vertical. It was, where's your hand?
Do you want to do the search in my
Oh no, it's fine. I will. But yeah, that's our emails. Email both of us, we're both tutors, we both good at this stuff, it'll be fine. We will get back to you within, I don't know, a week. Before the next year. Pardon? Some, not us. It will be, like, as in, it won't be an undergrad student. It will most likely be a postgrad or one of the researchers from RC. Or your lecturer. Probably your lecturer, to be honest. Because, yeah, I think other people can mark this stuff for you. But yeah.
just don't leave it last minute because you have to redesign again and again.
How long did it take you overall?
The entirety of the time actually, we had the assignment was given us before our midsem break. So throughout my midsem break, we worked 2 days on it, and both days we were actually working on stopping sign distance. Yeah, because we were choosing which lanes to do the stopping sign distance for, and especially picking with elevations and all. It's a bit tedious, but yeah.
Okay. So in my experience, if you know exactly what you want to do, it'll take like an hour and a half. The issue is that nobody knows what they want. Nobody knows exactly what you need and want. And also, it's a new program for all of you, so you'll be learning the program at the same time, right? Does that make sense? So technically, it will take like an hour and a half. But let's be realistic here. You need to learn the program and everything. It will take a lot longer. So don't try and do it last minute. Just do your best. It'll be fine. If you can analyze your roads now for stopping sign distance, like this week, by the end of this week, by tonight or something, have InfoWorks installed, and you know that how to run site distance checks, I think you'll be you're on track to finishing your assignment on time, basically. Also, a lot of people last year didn't do so well in assignments, and they also failed the course because of that situation. So, well yeah, I mean, it's like what, 20% of your final, 30%. It's a pretty big amount. And then if you fluff the final, because the finals were 2 separate chunks too. If you don't like, if you bomb this entire sort of 6 weeks worth of content, you're not going to do very well. And if you did really poorly in the first semester, first section too, you're going to fail the sort of course. So I am trying to scare you guys here. Just put some effort in, and don't half-ass this, because you're going to regret it. Nobody likes failing subject. It just costs money, so.
Yeah, and make sure you bring your friends. Like if you're in a group of 3, just make sure all 3 of you are present, whichever tutorial you want to go, but make sure you all up together so that you work on it. If you want to work on it now, you can. You still have 5 minutes, but if you want to go, you can leave as well. We'll be here till the end of the clock.